What if I told you one shooter changed American sporting clays forever? Not because of flashy movement, not because of luck, but because of something far more dangerous: precision. Anthony Matarese Jr. didn't just win tournaments. He became the first American to win the World English Sporting Championship, one of the youngest Hall of Fame inductees, and one of the most feared sporting clays competitors in history. But here's the scary part. People who train with him all say the same thing. He sees shooting differently. Because Anthony doesn't coach random tricks. He teaches visual discipline, movement efficiency, target planning, and mental control. That's why his students improve fast. Because he builds systems that survive pressure. And once you understand his philosophy, you realize something powerful. Elite shooting is not about reacting fast. It's about controlling the shot before chaos begins. Today, we're breaking down the real Anthony Matarese Jr. coaching system. The same blueprint built through world championships, elite-level competition, and decades of studying targets. This is not beginner advice. This is elite shooting education. So stay focused, because this may completely change how you think about clay shooting forever. Rule number 1: every target needs a plan. Anthony Matarese Jr. believes most shooters lose before the target even appears. Why? Because they have no structure. They step onto the station, call, pull, then try to figure it out during the shot. Huge mistake. Anthony teaches every target must have a repeatable plan. That means before the target appears, you know your hold point, visual pickup point, break point, and movement path. This is why Anthony's shooting looks calm. Because his brain already solved the problem early. Most shooters react emotionally. Anthony executes strategically. That's a massive difference. He constantly teaches students, don't guess during the shot, because guessing creates panic, and panic destroys timing. This is why his coaching feels analytical and precise. Students often say lessons with Anthony feel mentally exhausting, in a good way, because he constantly asks, why did you miss? What did your eyes do? Was your movement connected? Did your hold point work? That level of analysis creates smarter shooters, not dependent shooters. And that's why his students improve quickly. Rule number 2: visual control is everything. Anthony Matarese Jr. is obsessed with vision, because according to him, your eyes control the entire shot. Not your hands, not your barrel, your eyes. That's why he constantly teaches clear target, soft barrel. Meaning, the target stays visually sharp. Not the gun, not the bead, the target. Most beginners constantly check the barrel. Huge mistake. The second your eyes leave the target, timing weakens, movement disconnects, confidence disappears. Anthony teaches shooters to visually lock onto tiny details of the clay itself. Not the general area, specific detail. He once explained that on birds, he notices feather color and the beak, while on clays, he focuses on sharp target detail. That level of visual focus is elite, because the brain becomes incredibly accurate when visual information stays clean. And this is where Anthony's philosophy becomes powerful. He does not teach robotic aiming. He teaches visual instinct, natural connection, subconscious timing. That's why his students stop obsessing over exact inches of lead. Instead, they learn how to see correctly. Because Anthony understands something most shooters never realize. The subconscious calculates movement faster than conscious thought. That's why overthinking destroys consistency. The more you try to shoot, the worse your timing becomes. Anthony trains shooters to trust visual flow, target line, and natural movement. That's championship shooting psychology. Rule number 3: the gun must move with the target. This is one of Anthony Matarese Jr.'s biggest coaching principles. The gun must move with the target, not attack it violently. Most shooters panic during movement. The target appears, the gun jerks, the swing becomes aggressive. Everything falls apart. Anthony teaches the opposite: smooth movement, connected acceleration, balanced transitions. Why? Because jerky movement destroys visual connection. That's why Anthony's shooting always looks controlled, even on difficult targets. And here's something advanced. Anthony does not force shooters into one method forever. Instead, he teaches multiple shooting styles depending on target presentation. Maintained lead, pull away, swing through. That's elite adaptability. Because real sporting clays is dynamic, different targets require different solutions. Anthony teaches shooters how to analyze those solutions intelligently, not emotionally. This creates adaptable competitors, and adaptable competitors survive difficult tournaments. That's one reason Anthony became one of the greatest sporting clays shooters ever. Rule number 4: perfect practice builds champions. Anthony Matarese Jr. believes most shooters practice incorrectly. They shoot hundreds of shells, without structure, without analysis, without purpose. Anthony completely rejects that style of training. He teaches, every shot must teach you something. That means isolate weaknesses, repeat difficult targets, evaluate misses, reinforce successful movement. This is why his students improve rapidly, because they stop practicing randomly. Anthony's training philosophy is deeply methodical. He teaches shooters to constantly evaluate stance, mount, eye movement, hold point, transition timing, and rhythm. Nothing is ignored. Because Anthony understands, championships are built through repeatable habits. Not motivation, not hype, habits. That's why fundamentals matter so much in his coaching. Body balance, visual discipline, smooth movement, and timing. Because pressure exposes weak mechanics instantly. And average shooters collapse under pressure because their fundamentals aren't stable. Anthony's students don't, because their process is already structured. That's elite preparation. Rule number 5: mental discipline separates champions. This may be Anthony Matarese Jr.'s deepest lesson. Shooting is mental warfare. Pressure destroys emotional shooters instantly. Most shooters mentally collapse after one miss, one bad station, or scoreboard pressure. Anthony teaches the opposite. Stay process-focused, not outcome-focused, because frustration destroys. Visual focus, movement rhythm, and timing. Anthony trains shooters to stay calm, analytical, disciplined, and focused. This is why his competitive reputation became legendary, not because he was flashy, because his process stayed stable under pressure. That's real mastery. Professionals do not panic after misses. They analyze, adjust, reset, continue. That creates consistency over long tournaments, and consistency wins championships. Anthony's coaching changes how shooters think, not just how they move. And once the mind changes, everything changes. Final thoughts. Why Anthony Matarese Jr.'s system is so powerful. Most coaches teach mechanics. Anthony Matarese Jr. teaches structure. That's the difference. His system develops visual intelligence, movement precision, target planning, mental discipline, and repeatable execution. Everything connects together. Nothing is random. That's why his shooting feels so controlled. And that's why his students improve so quickly. Because Anthony teaches shooters how elite minds process targets, how visual systems control movement, and how champions survive pressure. Once shooters truly understand this philosophy, targets slow down, movement becomes cleaner, confidence becomes real, and shooting stops feeling like luck. That's the Anthony Matarese Jr. system. Precision through discipline. And that's why his style remains one of the most respected systems in all of sporting clays. If this video changed how you think about shooting, like the video. Subscribe for real clay shooting education, elite coaching breakdowns, and world-class shooting psychology. And comment below, which Anthony Matarese skill impressed you the most? Visual control, movement, or mental discipline under pressure? Because remember, the best shooters don't rely on luck. They build systems that survive pressure. Stay disciplined, stay connected, and start breaking targets like a champion.